everyone! So today I'm going to be doing a video where I actually asked some of my friends for some, maybe you guys can help me with this title, but I was thinking of calling it Q&B, so kind of like a Q&A, but it's questions and books. You guys ask a question: what's your favorite book for this sort of situation? What is your favorite book that has a certain trope? Or what book would you recommend for a certain situation, a certain season? Maybe right now you're in a reading slump, and so maybe you would ask like, what's the best book to get back into reading? So it's just a little idea for just a fun little mini series that I could do occasionally whenever I get kind of questions like that. Yeah, I asked my friends for some questions of what type of books they would like to see and what kind of categories they would like to see, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm going to be giving my recommendations on their questions. So first off, I asked my friend Kinsey, and her question was, what book would you recommend for a sweet slice of life book? The first book that popped into my mind that I wanted to recommend to her was Wonder by R.J. I don't know how to say her last name. Palacio, maybe? So this book was actually, it did turn into a movie, so a lot of people might have seen it from the movie, but the book, I really would recommend it because it's just such a fun experience. There's lots of fun different points of views, and it just brings up really good topics. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong if any of these recommendations you don't think fit, you know, the question, but I would describe this as a slice of life book because the plot is very simple and you just kind of follow some of the characters. Like, you basically follow a family and they just go about their life, and you know, a few things definitely happen that create change in their family and growth. It's been a while since I've read this book, but from what I remember about it, it is very slice of life. Like, it's such an easy read because the chapters are pretty short and there's lots of like variety of kind of content in it. So there's like letters. I didn't even really go into what this book is about, so if you're unfamiliar with the story, it's about this little boy. He's kind of the main focus of the story, but it's about this little boy, August. He has facial differences, and so originally he was going to I could be mistaken, I think he was homeschooled, and now he's starting to go to a normal school, and unfortunately, you probably know this, but kids are mean. Kids are bullies, and it's definitely a hard challenge for him to go to school. He definitely learns how to not let other people get the best of him. There's lots of just little nuggets of wisdom in this book. And another point of view is his older sister. Because August got a lot of attention when he was a baby, and because of like all of his medical issues, she definitely felt like she didn't get a lot of attention. She really struggles with that and kind of overcomes that through this book. Each character goes through a lot of different personal growth through this story. I just think it's just a really beautiful book. So I want to quickly define slice of life, just in case you might be unfamiliar with this term. A slice of life is a realistic representation of everyday experience in a movie, play, or book. I feel like this book does a really good job of doing that, really fitting that category. So if any of you guys have any slice of life book recommendations, comment those down below and let me know, because I love this category too. So my next question, my friend Meredith asked, do you have any recommendations for books with non-linear timelines? Again, if you're really not sure what that means, it just basically means a book that's just not chronological of the events that take place. It's not just the beginning to the end. There might be some flashbacks. For instance, like maybe you've seen the new Little Women. The original Little Women is linear, but the new one that came out pretty recently, it was edited non-linear, and you could tell like from the coloring of what was happening the past in the present. So that's kind of an example of like what non-linear that means. The first book that came to mind for me is All the Light We Cannot See. And I have to be perfectly honest, when I read this book, I didn't really rate it very highly. And I think it was just because I was kind of in a reading slump. This is more of a serious book. I'm very much a mood reader, so this just didn't fit the mood that I was in. So I think that unfortunately took away from my experience of it. But I could tell like that this, like, I know that this is really well written. I definitely know that I rated it too harshly and I need to reread it. It's historical fiction. It's set during World War II. There's actually three point of views, three main point of views. One of them is this French teenage girl who's blind, and then another point of view is this boy, and I believe that he's a German boy that was trained to be a soldier. It's been a while since I read this, so I don't remember, but either way, a boy who's training to be a soldier. But anyways, it's basically their story, how their lives intertwine. It's not a happy book. So that is definitely a warning for you. With a book that's in World War II, there's not really many books that are happy that are set during that time. There's definitely a lot of heavy topics with this book. It's important to read books that make you feel for what people have experienced. It's non-linear, so that definitely fits the category. And it's just so beautifully written, and it will definitely make you cry. You will probably cry a lot from reading this book. I'm sorry, but that is just the warning that I have for you. But it's really worth it, and it's a very like easy to read book. Like, don't be intimidated by it. I think there's a lot of things about this that might appear intimidating, but the chapters are really short. A much more approachable historical fiction type of book, in my opinion. So those are my recommendations. Feel free to write your own recommendations down in the comments below. I'd love to see them. I'm always looking for book recommendations, so feel free to leave those. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Read a book and live on. Bye!